Let's do some Top That Trade now with Phil Flynn, a Fox Business News contributor, and Alan Knuckman, the chief market strategist at bullseyeoption.com. Good to have you guys here. Round number one, junk collection time. The 10-year note this year bounced from around 1.5% to around 3%. Is it time to look at high yield?
What I want to point out is that, yeah, there's going to be better opportunities for yield. You could get it in bonds now, and 3% is something tangible as opposed to almost nothing forever. But I want to point out that even though that we've seen yields jump that much, the S&P is right at the same spot it was in August when the yields were at their lowest for the 10-year note.
I think if you look at the yields for the first time in bonds, you can actually get a real return. You know what I mean by that, of course. Money, yeah, you can make money and not lose it because you're holding on to the bonds and you're losing purchasing power, which has been the case. So for the first time, the yields have got high enough to a point where you're making money. Does that mean we should load up? It depends on where you're at in your spectrum. If you're getting older, it's probably a good time to lock that in because you're making money. But if you're a longer term investment, absolutely not.
So what you're saying, Phil, is that higher interest rates actually can help people. There you go. They can.
Well, they can. There's no doubt about that. And listen, but if you're an investor longer term, if you want to lock in some of this yield, do it in shorter durations because the odds are that interest rates are going to continue to go up over time. And so you're going to be able to get better yields further down the road. So if you need the desire to be in bonds, shorter duration right now.
Round number two, Musk money. Elon Musk says invest in physical assets. Each week you guys talk about commodities. Can't get more physical than that. But what commodity is left to climb higher?
I think if you look at all of the commodities, the values that you're going to see right now, I think is in gold. I mean, gold has underperformed the rest of the commodity complex. It's been stuck in a range. We got above 2,000 and rejected it. But we think gold and silver is kind of a sleeping giant. Industrial metals, right now, copper is really out of favor. It's getting beat up right now, but at some point that's going to turn. We think copper is going to be a good buy. Be patient. Don't jump in right away, but it's going to turn around. But if you talk about Elon Musk, you know, let's face it. I mean, he needs some physical assets to raise money to buy Twitter. So I think that's why he's trying to invest in some hard assets as well as Twitter.
Not disparage Elon Musk. He has never been wrong yet. So this Tesla thing ended up making $3 billion for the quarter when everybody said that the company wasn't going to make money and it wasn't worth anything. So anyways, his ideas were farmland, fine art, and then some other physical commodities. Now, we were 1,000% right on natural gas. Natural gas just made 12-year highs. How many times have we talked about natural gas in the past weeks and months? So we've been on the right side there. So I agree with Elon, but most people have a little bit different opportunity to invest their funds and have to stick to conventional. You know, it's hard to invest in fine art. It's hard to actually, you can invest in farmland now. I saw that was new and interesting. So, you know, the idea, diversification, but there's always money to be made in any market environment.
Round number three, capitalism wins. Companies are making record profits and raising prices. Which stock do you think will pop?
Yeah, I think right now you want to look at some of the industrials, Raytheon Technologies, for example. You know, there's a war going on. I hate to admit that, but I think that will do very well.
All right, they had a couple of picks that I saw here, and they were talking about GM and Uber, and Uber started to bottom out, and so is GM. So those are two good risk-reward plays that I like for the longer term, 3 to 6 months out.
Oh, you know, the other one that I do like, that everybody should like, is the food stocks right now. Darden, of course, the restaurant change, the reopening play, everybody loves to eat. So I think that play is going to do very good, as the economy continues to reopen.
For the bonus round question today, we're doing an earth-friendly ticker time. Is the true ticker water, WTR, air, AIR, or land?
I'm going with the top, WTR.
I say air.
The correct answer is land. This land is your land. This land is my land. And thanks for landing on our show. Business First AM continues right after this. Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.